Hey guys, it is Saturday, November 8th, and we are going to keep moving forward with our Built in the Open process so we can show you how we're building open access and kind of this next transition for forward-thinking agents and consumers that we hopefully will want to really build out over the next decade. This is not a 3-month project. This is not a 5-year project. This is to try to transform a very broken, very stuck kind of in the status quo industry that we need to try to have try to have make steps to become more consumer centric, more consumer focused. So what we have, which I was just going to walk you through today, is something I've been working on over the last several days, but I've had these ideas and concepts for a long time. Three different tiers of transformation kind of levels of it, right? So agents of disruption is something I've had. I've had those URLs for years. I'm going to have a book written. I have 81 pages of a book called Agents of Disruption that I have written that I'll probably try to finalize. Um, that's going to be a top tier, kind of for the disruptors, the ones who want to literally, truly partner with us. We have an agent accelerator called On Agent that has been around for about 18 months. We definitely help some folks in there now and do lots of volume through there. But that's a broker agnostic platform to help agents with non-licensed activity. We'll talk more about that in the future, as On Agent will be one of the platforms that is one of the first companies that's really implementing open access across a variety of states and markets. Um, that's our top tier. Well, like I said, we'll get into that more. The next tier I'm going to call Rethink Real Estate. We tried to think of names for this, but this really needs to be the education. This needs to be the education of the consumer, consumer facing education to train agents and consumers on the best way to kind of move forward as a true trusted advisor. A lot of what I do is trying to teach agents to not be salesmen, not be this, the feeling of a used car salesman, but is to train them to be a true trusted advisor, which when you are, that means you would refer them to somebody else, even if it's not in your best interest, right? So that is one of the things we're looking at now is uh, uh, adding in a whole educational component. I also think on this tier, this level, this is where we're going to have our trusted advisor certification. So we will be creating a network or association. I'm not even sure the word yet because we're building this as we go, but we will have a trusted advisor type certification. I see other people doing it. I see other people using the word trusted advisor. And honestly, it kind of pisses me it kind of pisses me off because the true trusted advisor should mean all options, like you're really educating somebody and for their best interest. And we get a lot of people in this industry who use the word freedom or consumer choice is the big one. People love saying that they offer consumer choice and then they hide a listing on a private listing and they think that's consumer choice. And that is not why the industry sued us. That is not why we've been having lawsuits with the consumer since 2005. That is not the choice consumers want. So that's going to be hard to hear for a lot of you. And I don't know what to tell you. So, because consumers, if you go on Reddit, if you talk to actual consumers, they will tell you that they think the industry needs to be reshaped. They thought part of that in our lawsuit was going to help with that, and it clearly did not. Because commissions have gone up, so exactly opposite of what the consumer wanted. So that's part of what we're fighting here. Fighting kind of a good old boys club, kind of the status quo that's kind of stuck in their ways a bit. But this rethink real estate tier, which I haven't really built out yet, that's going to be our educational platform. I'm not sure if it'll be, Restate Real Estate Academy or if it'll be some sort, but there's also going to be our certification in here. And you'll know more about that in the next weeks to come. I don't even have that built. And then the foundational level, which is the actual movement, the framework of how open access will work, is the bottom level here. That's what we released on Wednesday. That is the open access framework. We will also be doing, obviously, basic conceptual concept type explanation of what open access is because nobody knows what that is. We have to explain it. We have to teach it to people over the next decade, over the next 10 years. So that's what we're doing. This is looks like the three-level kind of transformational pyramid we're going to kind of use to do that. We launched open access this week and we'll start working our way up. We're obviously going to build the open access movement. We've got a lot more details with that. But just to kind of lay the groundwork, and as we told you, we're going to build this in the open, is that's what I wanted to share with you today. So this will be part of the framework coming together. Um, Agents of disruption will be down the road, obviously, for our go live and stuff like that. Um, and we'll keep progressing to something better for the consumer. But all of this keeps flowing the same way. I feel and kind of know because I do research it in all over the place more than the average agent. We're flowing in the opposite direction of where the consumer wants to go. Other industries read what the consumer wanted, changed, and then went that direction, right? Almost every other licensed field has done that. Travel agencies, stockbrokers, insurance agents. You can go on. Everything has been affected by technology, and usually that brings prices down, and usually that brings a change into the industry. Here, a majority of agents don't believe that change is happening in real estate, and it happens every day. It happens every day, and most agents I feel are in complete denial about it because they're only being told in their echo chambers that real estate is local. Customers will always need a real estate agent. They'll always see that. Part of that is truth. Some consumers will always, forever, to the end of time, want a real estate agent and will pay for it and will pay for a good real estate agent. I'm not trying to say that that's not the case. That will be the case. But there's also a huge amount of the public that thinks things need to be different, and offering solutions for them as well is what they're looking for. That's really what open access is about. So I will leave it there. We will touch base with you guys very soon.